नमस्कार मित्रांनो, तुम्ही पाहताय माझं YouTube चॅनल चोरगेसर बायोलॉजी. In this lecture, we are going to study the various pollinating agencies, and these agencies or the agents are required to transfer the pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the flower. So as to transfer the pollen grains, various agencies are involved, and these agencies are categorized into the two categories. The first category is abiotic. The first group is abiotic. Abiotic, a means absence, biotic means living thing. Abiotic means these are the non-living things or non-living factors, and these non-living factors include wind and water. These abiotic factors includes wind and water. And the next is the second category is the biotic factor or the biotic agencies. Biotic means this includes the living things like insects, birds, bats, snail. These are the certain living things: insects, birds, bats, snails. These acts as the pollinating agents. The very first, the very primitive is the abiotic agency. We are going to study in detail. The first agency is abiotic agency, and abiotic agency include the two factors. Like first factor is the wind, and the agency, scientifically it is known as anemophily. Scientifically it is known as a anemophily. The wind acts as a pollinating agent. Wind transfers the pollen grain from one place to the next another place, or from the anther to the stigma by the agency of wind, and such agency is called as a anemophily. Anemone means wind. And the plants which favors the wind pollination are called as the anemophilous plants. The plants which favors the wind pollination, the plant have made certain changes in their flower structure. Such changes are called as adaptations for pollination. Majority of the crop plants like wheat, like maize, like rice, barley, oats are wind pollinated plants. Palms are also there. Palms are also wind pollinated plants or called as the anemophilous plants. Let us study one by one the adaptations that plant made for the wind pollination or to favor the wind pollination, and such adaptations are made in the plant structure, are made in the flower structure. The first adaptations which takes place in the pollen grains, these are the small, lightweight, smooth walled pollen grains. The pollen grains are small, they are light in weight, smooth walled pollen grains are. Now small pollen grains and lightweight pollen grains travel maximum distance along with the wind. These are small, lightweight. Along with the wind, they can travel maximum distance. And smooth walled, there is no any articulation with the wind, like that of entomophilous plant. Entomophilous pollen grains are rough walled, or the spiny pollen grains are in the entomophily, insect pollinated plant, but there is no need in the wind pollinated plant. The pollen grains are smooth walled. Next is the large amount of pollen grains are produced. Large amount of pollen grains are produced so as to compensate the wastage. Wind doesn't know where to carry the pollen grains. So there is a maximum wastage is there. To compensate the wastage, the pollen grains produced are in large quantity, large amount of pollen grains are required. The next is the inconspicuous, small, inconspicuous flower. Small inconspicuous means you cannot distinguish that this is the flower. The perianth is generally green in color. Flowers are small. There is no any way of attraction of insects or attraction of birds. As this is the wind pollinated, there is no need to attract the wind as it is a physical factor. So the flowers produced are small, inconspicuous flowers and without fragrance. Without fragrance and nectar. Without fragrance and nectar, there is no any sugary secretion, there is no sweet pleasant smell to attract the pollinating agent, no need. So the flowers produced are without fragrance and nectar. One another thing, versatile anther. Versatile anther is there. Versatile means rotating anther. The anther can rotate along the direction of the wind and can disperse the pollen grain. Versatile. Exposed anther is there. Next is the feathery stigma is there. Feathery stigma, the stigma is like this, bifurcated feather-like stigma. On the stigma there are hair-like structures are there, feathery stigma, so as to trap the pollen grains which come along with the wind. This stigma can trap the pollen grains which come along with the wind. Such type of adaptation is seen in the stigma. The stigma is a feathery to trap the pollen grains. Understood the pollinations? Adaptations for the anemophily. Small lightweight pollen grains to carry the maximum distance. Pollen grains are smooth walled. Large amount of pollen grains are produced so as to compensate the wastage. Small inconspicuous flowers. The flowers generally are produced in the inflorescence. Without fragrance or nectar, there is no need of fragrance or nectars in the anemophily. Versatile rotating and exposed anther. Anthers and stigma are exposed to the wind. Versatile anther. Versatile means rotating. The anther can adjust their direction or can rotate along with the direction of the wind. And feathery stigma to trap the pollen grains which come along with the wind. The very well known example for the anemophily is the maize plant. For the anemophily, understood? The next agency is the next pollinating agent is the water. And the agency is called as a hydrophily. And the agency is called as a hydrophily. Pollinating agent, water also acts as a pollinating agent. Hydrophily, hydro means water. In some aquatic plants, about 30 genera are there in some aquatic plants. The water acts as a pollinating agent. Water is also a physical factor, it is a non-living thing. It acts as a pollinating agent like in the Vallisneria, like in the Zoostera, like in the Ceratophyllum is there. It acts as a pollinating agent, and certain adaptations are made to favor the hydrophily. These adaptations are: first, small, inconspicuous flowers. Small inconspicuous flowers, there is no need to attract the pollinating agent, hence the flowers are small in size. inconspicuous. One cannot distinguish easily the flower structure. Next, perianth. Perianth and other floral parts are unwettable. Floral parts are unwettable. Floral parts are covered with mucilage. These are unwettable floral parts. The pollen grains are produced long, needle-like pollen grains. Long needle-like pollen grains are produced, and these are some adaptations or some specialized structures which favors the water or hydrophily, water pollination or the hydrophily. And hydrophily is of two types. Hydrophily is of two types, where according to the site of pollination, the first type is hypohydrophily. The first type is the hypohydrophily. Hypo means the pollination takes place below the water surface. Hypohydrophily means the pollination takes place below the water surface. It is seen in the Zoostera. The plant Zoostera shows the hypohydrophily. The pollination takes place below the water surface. For example, this is the plant. Here it is the water. Now the pollination takes place below the water surface. This is the water surface. The pollination site is below the water surface. This plant produces male and female flower. For example, this is the female flower. Stigma is there. Generally, in aquatic plants, the stigma is sticky to receive the pollen grains, and specific gravity of the pollen grains is adjusted as that of water molecule, so as the pollen grains can travel along with the water current, along with the water molecule. And the needle-like, these are the pollen grains. Needle-like pollen grains are transferred along with the water current. When such needle-like pollen grain come in contact with the stigma, these pollen grains can coil around the stigma like this. This is the stigma. When the needle-like pollen grain comes in contact with the stigma, the pollen grain coil around the stigma. The pollen grain coil around the stigma to hold the stigma, and pollen grain will germinate. Now, in this Zoostera, the pollination takes place below the water surface. Hence, it is called as a hypohydrophily. It is called as a hypohydrophily. And in the Zoostera, the adaptations are the specific gravity of pollen grain is adjusted as that of water molecule. The pollen grains are long, needle-like. Stigma is sticky. These are such adaptations in the hypohydrophilous plants. And the next type is the second type is the epihydrophily. Epihydrophily. Now, the word epi indicates above the water surface. The word epi indicates above the water surface. The pollination takes place above the water surface, as that in the Vallisneria plant. Vallisneria is a dioecious plant. It is a dioecious plant. Male plant is separate, female plant is separate, or the male flower and female flowers are produced on two different plants. This is the water surface. Now, in Vallisneria, this is the Vallisneria plant. The diagrammatic plant I have drawn here. This is the Vallisneria plant. This is the male plant. Male plant produces male flowers. Generally these flowers are produced in inflorescence. Male plant produces male flowers. These flowers are produced in inflorescence, and female plant produces female flower, but the female flowers are produced on the coiled pedicel. These flowers are produced on the coiled pedicel. When these flowers get mature, this pedicel gets uncoiled, and the flower will reach to the water surface. When this pedicel get uncoiled, this flower will reach to the water surface. When the male flowers mature, these flowers detach from the inflorescence and start to float on the water surface. These flowers are start to float on the water surface. When this female flower mature, the pedicel get uncoiled, and when the pedicel get uncoiled, this flower will reach on the water surface. This flower will reach to the water surface after uncoiling of the pedicel. When the female flower comes to the surface, it is surrounded by some male flowers. Male flowers surrounds the female flower, and here the pollination takes place. And the pollination takes place above the water surface. Hence, the type is called as the epihydropily. It is seen in the Vallisneria plant. The plant is dioecious. Female plant is separate. Male plant is separate. Here also, the pollen grains are light in weight. The male flowers are light in weight, so as to float on the water surface. The coiled pedicel undergoes uncoiling at the time of maturity to come on the water surface. The female flower come to the water surface for the pollination. Stigma is sticky to receive the pollen grains. These are certain adaptations in the water pollinated plant. Water pollinated plant is called as the agency is called as a hydrophily, and the plant is called as a hydrophilous plants. Certain aquatic plants shows anemophilous pollination is there in certain aquatic plants. Some aquatic plants shows entomophilous pollination, like lotus is there, water hyacinth is there, where insect pollinates the plant. Understood? The abiotic factors. Abiotic means the non-living physical factors are there. The first factor we have studied the wind. The pollination is called as the anemophily, and the next factor is studied is the water. The pollination, the water, the agency is called as a hydrophily. Hydrophily is of two types, hypohydrophily and epihydrophily. Hypohydrophily means pollination takes place below the water surface as seen in the Zooxtera, and epihydrophily means pollination takes place on the water surface seen in the Vallisneria. जर तुम्हाला काही शंका असतील तर तुम्ही कमेंट बॉक्स मध्ये कमेंट करू शकताय. जर तुम्हाला व्हिडिओ आवडला असेल तर चॅनलला नक्की सबस्क्राइब करा आणि लाईक करा. थँक्यू.